So we got to go ahead and talk about this drama related to Naughty Dog announcing a Last of Us Complete Edition. And I wish this was some type of late April Fool's joke, but it's not. As you can see on the screen right here, an official post from Naughty Dog reads, introducing The Last of Us Complete Collector's Edition featuring a beautiful steelbook case, American Dreams Comics 1 through 4 with new cover art, and a set of 4 lithographic art prints. Pre-order exclusively through directplaystation.com in only select countries. This collection includes Last of Us Part 1 Remake and Last of Us Part 2. Naughty Dog, y'all lucky as hell. Because honestly, if y'all had a never announced Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, or if we had a never heard rumblings on y'all working on a secret game outside of Intergalactic, then a lot of people would be looking at this a lot more critically. I mean, hell, people already are, because it really is a waste of R&D. I mean, I get it. You could have a skeleton team just throw this together, whatever. But for what reason? You got both of these games on PC right now. So it makes no sense. The worst part about this is there's people going out and pre-ordering this like crazy, buying it out the woodwork. And look, do what you want to with your money. It's just, don't try to do the pot calling the kettle black thing when you see other people go out of their way to get Mario Kart or to get a Switch. And some of y'all been on the internet doing that. Exactly that. In recent memory, they've had a lot of bad PR, and I don't think they need any more bad PR than they already got. They ought to be doing, instead of like putting any type of R&D into this, is putting all your full attention on the games you got cooking up. Which do I think those games will deliver? More than likely, I think they will, because they've established quite the pedigree. Now, does that mean you can get away with doing bullshit like this? No, because it kind of defeats the purpose of coming out with The Last of Us Part 1 remake, then come out with a remaster for 2, then bundle both games together down the line. That's insane. And I have seen some people try to compare this to Skyrim being re-released a whole bunch of times. The difference between Skyrim being re-released and Last of Us being re-released, both games are enjoyed and beloved by a lot of people. But Skyrim was a different game, a different time. Hell, it was a generational game, for the better and for the worst parts of gaming that we see now. And then it absolutely got memed into oblivion, no pun intended, because it kept getting re-released so much. It was a running joke for the time. It still is probably a running joke. I'm gonna give you a hot take. Skyrim is a better game than Last of Us.
Move this man!
Now, y'all may not want to hear that, and I understand both games are different. If I had to pick which game or which franchise got more impact for the better for the games industry, it would be Skyrim, more so than Last of Us. Because with Last of Us, what have we seen become a common trope with a lot of games? Oh, let's kill this character off in the first 5-10 minutes of the game to have some type of emotional shock value. And you may not even know or even care about this character at all, but they get killed off in the first hour. Not only that, but you take Last of Us out of the equation. Uncharted is the reason why every game wants to highlight climbable objects now with yellow or white paint. Now, granted, am I going to sit here and act like that there isn't anything positive that both of them games have done their own way? There have. We know what they are. They don't really have to be said again and again and again. We know what their importance lies in the meaning behind them. Now, granted, did Elder Scrolls Oblivion be the reason why microtransactions caught on and became very popular? Yes, sadly. And it's the reason why, microtransactions are always going to be here, because, people keep buying. We ain't got to get into that whole spiel. We've been down that road time and time again with microtransactions. Skyrim has had more of an impact on gaming in a positive way than Last of Us, because how many people try to copy Last of Us formula and it does not work? Now, other franchise that actually copies Last of Us formula and works well? It's a Plague Tale. And granted, there's been a lot of other RPGs to come out ever since Skyrim that's tried to embody what they've been able to do, some of which have miserably failed and facepalm and face planted. And you go back to play a game like Skyrim, you see how well that game does RPGs better than a lot of other modern day RPGs. Not saying you can't find any pretty good RPGs in the market right now. You can, don't get me wrong, but there is some that they drop the ball in a lot of ways. Both games have a respective impact on gaming. But both Last of Us and Uncharted created tropes in gaming that a lot of people don't like. And I'm not talking about the trope of being a third-person action adventure over the shoulder with some stealth elements. I think that's not a bad template per se. Personally, I don't think it's that bad of a template. I think what's bad is when you have highlighted ledges, and now every game wants to have highlighted ledges. You have a shocking death in the first opening hour of a game, and now everybody wants to do that, and it never hits at all. Sometimes it might, but most of the time it almost never does. So all in all, dear Naughty Dog, stop acting naughty and start acting nice. But with that being said, y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.